afternoon, good morning, everybody. Appreciate you being here. So that was our practice room of 14, which for us, we're practicing, and we go. Now we do have to take off the pads because by rule you have to have your 3 days where you don't have full pads or shells or whatnot. But getting all situational work in, and we've done enough where we feel like we're prepared to have our game tomorrow, our spring game, which is a scrimmage. It's offense versus defense, and it's live football, But today we worked on some other stuff that we're going to use and progress to in the summer and keep evolving with in the summer. Again, having a spring is great, but it still is 2 new coordinators. You need every rep you can get. So we took advantage of today and feel like we'll be able to put on a good performance tomorrow. So that being said, questions?
A couple of questions on 2 of your tackles. I know, as you said, Jalen can play everywhere. Has he done enough this spring where you think we'd like to leave him at left tackle? He can be really good there. And on the other side, has Francis played well enough where someone will have to beat him out in August to take the job from him?
I think well enough. We're not going to award positions, starting spots today. Those guys have performed really well, and as an offensive line, they've performed really well. And we are moving them around. They need to move around. We need to be versatile. I always use the example of Penei Sewell, who played left tackle and was drafted 6th or 7th overall. And when he got to camp, they tapped him on the right shoulder and said, "You're moving to the right side." So it's our obligation to prepare our guys for all positions. And that's what we're doing, and we're certainly not ready to award anyone a starting spot. Have they performed well? Have they proven that they're guys that are going to definitely be contributors in the mix to start and potentially be starters? That, without question, that is true. But not ready to crown anybody that guy.
With spring coming to an end, just how important is this time of the year for fall when it comes down to winning games, things like that?
Sure. Well, it is critical. It really is. And the habits that are formed and the culture that you work to create is just as important, because the coaches go on the road, right, in the coming weeks, and they're going to be gone for a while. So they have to be great leaders. They have to force the issue of culture, right? They have to make sure that it is implemented in everything we do on a daily basis, that our workouts look like we're there, that their player-led practices look as if it's coaches running it. We have to continue to take steps as a program. This was a really good step with new coordinators in the building, with new coaches, and a lot of new players, but we have to continue taking steps. So yes, critically important.
The spring game is just a snapshot of what you've been doing all spring, right? But
well, it'll be a snapshot of some of the things. There's nobody in the country that's going to open up what you do. You'd be foolish to do so. Will you see a lot of guys playing that need to play? Absolutely. You're going to see a lot of guys that just got here. You're going to see we're going to play football. We are. How exotic it'll be depends. There's going to be some stuff that's a lot of fun, and some other stuff you're going to hold back. We're going to play football. We're not going to hold an open scrimmage and spring game and not go out there and play ball. Our fans deserve that. Certainly we're expecting good weather, and we're hoping for good weather. It looks like it's clearing up. Don't jinx it, so don't say a word, please. And then we want to make sure our fans get a look at some of the guys and the work that they have been doing.
the fans that did watch last year's spring game and are going to watch tomorrow, what do you hope is the biggest differences or changes that they notice, that they see in your program here?
Well, schematically, we've made a couple of really drastic changes, right? Significant changes, I should say, more than drastic. Can you use all that on a spring game? Not all of it. Will you see some of it? You will.
With Cam, it seems like last year he kind of grew into that leadership role by the end of the year. How has he kind of carried that through the spring? He got the banner last week and everything. How's he kind of grown into being not just like an All-American on the field, but like being such a quality leader?
Yeah, he's never stopped. I mean, for him, it's a daily thing. A ton of pride that goes into it. I don't think it ever leaves him. I don't think he ever stops thinking about the team, how he can get better, how the entire organization can get better. He's that kind of a guy. He asks for opportunities to get better. He asks for things that he can do to be a better leader. He approaches his teammates with confidence, and he will confront demand from those that maybe aren't reaching or getting to that standard on a consistent basis. He's not afraid to do that. That's critical for us, right? I mean, if we don't hold everybody accountable to a certain standard, the whole organization, can suffer from that. So he's doing a good job.
Mara, the format for the scrimmage, how are you going to run it? Ones versus ones. Twos and twos. Do you mix them up?
Twos and threes will be more mixed up. There will be some guys that are at the 2 position that deserve reps with the ones, and we will implement that as well. And so you'll see that. You'll see a mixed bag, but it'll be even versus even. In other words, if you're on with the ones, you're going to be playing against ones. We're not going to have ones versus twos. I know that's a traditional format around the country. We just have a different philosophy, not right, wrong, indifferent. That's how we're going to do it. We want to play good on good. We want to make sure that we're getting our best versus our best.
And the follow is Justin Tyler, or he asked about Cam Kitchens, but Tyler, what do you expect out of him tomorrow? Will he be kind of limited?
No, he won't be. He continues to get better and better, more comfortable with the system. At the end of the day, he played, I believe, 8 or 9 games in 21. Last year was hurt, so played about 5 or 6. And with new coordinators in place, even though there's always some type of carryover in football, it's new terminology, the scheme is new, right? Formation, plays, all that stuff. But he's doing a good job, a really, really good job. And every day he gets more and more comfortable, And the supporting cast gets more and more comfortable. And we want to, tomorrow under the lights, we want to press the issue a little bit about going out there and competing and making plays. We're not going to hold back in terms of that.
I know
So a few more questions.
Physicality is an important part of your program. Just year over year, compared to last spring.
Sure.
How do you feel like the program has done?
Well, I mean, what's obvious caliber of offensive lineman, right? In terms of girth, size, power, explosiveness. We're certainly taking a step in the right direction. We still got a lot of work to do. Defensive, we've had a lot of guys down up front. So you would think it would be tilted, and you think it would be something that is that's not fair enough. But credit to the defensive linemen and the defensive line coaches. They've done a good job making it work with the pieces they have. We do have a significant amount of guys out in the defensive front. Again, from pre-existing injuries as it relates to the 22 season, before the season, and then a couple that had something during the season. Nothing major. They're all expected back within the next 3 weeks, maybe 4. So what you see is, we dedicate a lot of time to block destruction and one-on-ones, 2-on-2s. We talk about a lot, 7-on-7. We do a lot. And have we seen a good step? Have we seen progress? We have. Are we there in terms of complete physicality and finish and toughness? We're not there yet. We're not there. We have to use every single day between now and every day of the season to get to where we want.
What have you seen from the wide receivers and how they're adapting to the new offense?
We've seen some really, really good days, and we've seen some other days where we've been inconsistent. The most important thing you see is buy-in, and you see effort. And so if you get that, you can live with the rest and work your way to getting a better performance. There have been some days of performance that are like, man, okay, that's what we need to start looking like on Saturdays. And then you've seen some inconsistencies. So that needs to get cleaned up. And I can tell you this, the group has a very good mentality and vibe to it, and it's a combination of things. It's a combination of the system, it's a combination of a new receivers coach, and it's a combination of that room buying in and choosing to do things a certain way. So there is progress, there is improvement in that room, and they're trending the right way, but we gotta keep our foot on the gas and go.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thanks.
Okay.